Recently, a brand called Level8 reached out to me and asked if I'd like to review one of their suitcases. So Level8 did send me this case, however they haven't asked to see the video before it's released, and I will give my honest opinion on the suitcase compared to other premium suitcases that I've bought in the past and used in the past. Also, I have a trip overseas at the weekend which will involve transferring through 3 different airports, so the case will be on and off different aircraft, and I'll show at the end of the video the condition of the case when it arrives at my final destination. Okay, so let's have a look inside the box. If you use my Amazon link in the description below, you will get an extra 5% off this luggage. Okay, first thing I notice is the case comes packed in this nice and soft dust bag, which is really useful when you're storing your case between trips. This is the Luminous Textured 28-inch case, and I have to say, first impression is I really love the colour. This dark navy blue is really nice. The case itself has a premium feel, premium look. The material of the case is Marcolon polycarbonate, which is durable but lightweight. The dimensions of the case is 16.6 inches across, 13.3 inches deep and 29.1 inches tall. The weight is 11.44 pounds or 5.2 kilograms. Okay, let's have a closer look at the main features of the suitcase and also have a look inside. The main handle on the case has 3 different adjustable positions. And it does feel quite robust. Just to give you an impression of the height of the case, I'm 5'9". This case is from the Luminous Textured range, and it does have a really nice textured pattern over it. On one edge of the case you have the handle, which is nice, soft to touch, and also the TSA lock, which is really useful to have in your packed luggage or checked luggage. The case does come with instructions on how to adjust the lock. When it's shipped, the code is 000. And then to release, you just move these to the side, and that opens the case. And then to fasten them back up, you just pop back in here, just like that, and then you would just set your own combination. On the top we have another handle, which again is nice to touch, and the main handle we looked at earlier. And on the underside you have 4 feet. And one thing I found was quite useful was you also have another handle. So when you check your case in, you often wheel it up in the vertical position to the check-in point, but then you have to put it on its side to make it easier to lift it onto the belt. And if quite a few of my cases have only had a handle on the sort of long side, and you'll often put it down and it'll be the handles on the underside, so you have to turn your case over. So having a handle on both sides is really quite useful, just for grabbing your case, grabbing it off of the luggage carousel when you arrive at your destination, etc. Then on the bottom you have the multi-directional 360-degree wheels. These have the Level8 logo on them, which is a nice touch. Level8 say these wheels are ultra quiet, and I have actually just tested them in the house compared to another premium brand suitcase, just like I say, indoors, and I have to say these wheels do run slightly quieter than the other wheels. And then in the front of the case you have the Level8 branding again, and like I say, this lovely textured surface. And on the back of the case, nice and clean, the handle, and then this, again, this nice textured surface. Hopefully you can see the colour quite well in this video. It's a really nice colour, it has a premium look about it. This is just up on the table here, but hopefully you can just hear how quiet and how smooth the wheels are. Okay, so let's open up the case and have a look inside. Okay, nice zippers, no catching, which is really nice. And this case, as you can see, is more of a 60-40 split. So you have a one deeper section. First impression, seeing it inside, build quality seems very good. You have this mesh protector here, and same at the other side. Okay, let's have a look in the bigger section first. Again, the zippers are running freely, no catching. So you just have this mesh cover, and then inside you also have your strap for securing your items inside the case. And it's just a simple push the center button here. It comes apart. Yeah, that seems quite robust. It's also quite flexible. And in terms of adjusting, I have this twisted here. Just untwist that. And in terms of adjusting, you can just pull the strap here to make it tighter, or you can just lift the sort of catch up slightly and extend it. Inside, the suitcase is lined with this nice material. It's just a thin polyester material. You always have your slight reduction in space due to the handle, which I have to say here is slightly less than some of the cases I've bought in the past. Yeah, a nice deep section. So that's the main section. Let's close this back up. Have a look at the other side. Okay, and the other side. One thing I noticed here, you have two external pockets. So these could be for wet clothing if you've been to the beach before your flight and you didn't quite have time to get your clothes dried, so you can put your wet clothing here, or you can use it for documents, electrical charging leads, cables, etc. So quite a useful addition to the case. And then this section, same again inside, you have the restraining strap, and then you have the case, it's lined with this soft material. Overall, build quality is really good. It has a premium feel, seems to be well built, and the materials used seem to be quite good quality. Okay, so let's try putting some items in the case to give you an impression of the sort of capacity. The capacity is actually 99 litres, but I'll put some towels, a few items of clothing inside just to give you an impression in terms of real life capacity. Okay, starting with the deeper side. Okay, there you can see I have a large toilet bag in here. I also have two pairs of trousers and really big, sort of thick towels, at least beach towel size. And I just wanted to show the sort of flexibility you have with the depth. Even with these big thick towels, you still have plenty of depth to add a couple of larger items. And like I say, this is a large toilet bag, but you can also get your underwear in here and lots of t-shirts, more trousers and tops. So overall, quite impressed with the capacity. So let's have a look at the other side. So that's the same items in the other half, and here you can see there's still some space for smaller items, and even though it is a much narrower sort of section, you still manage to get these items, the same items in, and there's, like I say, still some space for additional items. So that close up, no problem at all. If you are interested in purchasing this case, then if you use the code in the description below, then you'll get an extra 5% off. So overall, first impressions of this suitcase is it's got a premium feel, it seems well built, the wheels are exceptionally quiet, and all that's left now is to take it on a trip at the weekend and see how it stands up to being thrown about by some airport baggage handlers. So here you can see the condition of the case. It's travelled through 3 airports and arrived at my final destination, which was Dakar in Senegal. As you can see, most of it is just the usual sort of normal dust you get from being in the aircraft hold. Nothing, there's no dents, no scratches, the wheels are working fine. Here you can see I'm just removing just some of the dust and stuff just with my finger. So I feel the case has stood up just as well as other premium brands I've bought in the past. I hope you find this review useful. If you have and you're interested in making a purchase, as I said, if you use my Amazon link below, you'll get an additional 5% off. Thanks for watching.